today's episode of the podcast. Welcome, I should say, first of all, to today's episode of the podcast. Today, we're exploring love. Now, I know the Heaven and Hell podcast is always about exploring love. However, today was a real immediate love story. And it came via a board game last night. So context, we were playing a game. I don't remember the name of it. It's one that I'd never played before, and it involved you had to sort of like kill monsters and use potions and stuff. I don't know, and then move through these levels. And if you got to level 10, you won. When I describe it like that, it sounds a bit confusing and a bit like, It was actually really fun, even though for the first little while I didn't have a clue what was going on. However, when you draw a card from the pack, and as you drew a card, it would show you what level baddie you would be facing. And depending upon where you were on the board, plus how many like bonuses you had as a result of other cards you'd drawn, it would decide whether you could beat this baddie or not. And if you beat the baddie, you get to move up a level until you get to level 10 and you win. Woohoo! I didn't win, as an aside, but it was good fun. However, if you were facing a baddie who had more points or more pizzazz than you did, you could team up with another person playing the game. And together you could beat the baddie, and the other person would get some rewards for that, and so on. However, we were playing this game yesterday, and one of the people playing, I said, well, I'll help you, team up with me. And they said, well, why would I team up with you? You just cursed me. I didn't swear at them. There's a card you could draw and it says curse. And if you play this card on a person, they might lose some points, or they might lose some of the stuff that they're holding in their hands or whatever. And I was like, well, I can still help you. And then we moved on and the game went on from there. I didn't think any more of this comment until this morning. And it was the morning after the night before. I was cleaning up the kitchen, had some music on. And I don't know if you've come across the Sidewalk Prophets. They're new to me. I came across one of their songs, Smile, one of my favourite songs ever, during lockdown. And they're really good. I really like them. And so I had them on via Alexa this morning. And the song came on. And it's called You Love Me Anyway. And I love all of their songs, but this particular song, there was a line in there that said, I am the nails in your hand. And it reminded me then. So the whole song is about like all of the stuff that I get wrong, I mess up. And, in essence, the song was saying, I am the reason why you died on the cross, Jesus, but you love me anyway. And then suddenly Holy Spirit went bing, 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 and made this connection. Because as humans, like it was a throwaway comment in the game, but as humans, if someone does something to hurt us, I didn't hurt this person, it was a game, but you understand the metaphor. If someone does something to us which is hurtful or isn't kind, or they're just a bit like to us, our natural instinct is to pull back and to want to protect ourselves. It takes real support from God to actually go into situations and love people who aren't kind to us. And yes, we are called to do that. However, the reminder I got this morning from that song and then the throwaway comment last night was just a reminder of how loved by God we are, even though we get it wrong, even though we mess up. And there was another piece as well that he popped in my head, which I'd forgotten about until just now, so thank you, Holy Spirit. Not only does he love you, he wants to partner with you. He wants to, like this comment last night, why would I want to join forces with you? You cursed me. It would be easy for us to think God would say, okay, yeah, I'll send Jesus and do all that stuff, but then keep us at a distance. But not only does God love you and want to be in relationship with you, he wants you to be part of his story. And that's why you get those niggles and those nudges and those dreams and those ambitions I've shared with you before. Those things that you get excited about, those directions you want to move forward in. You get excited about those things because they are desires of your heart, but who do you think put them there? Those things that niggle at you, and I've had the experiences before over the years of experimenting with stuff and then putting it to one side because it didn't quite fit. But the niggle kept coming back, and I fully maintain that in particular, those niggles that you go, no, I can't do this now, or oh no, this isn't the time. If they keep coming back, I firmly maintain that's God trying to get your attention. But the real reminder I had this morning through the game and the song and the way Holy Spirit put those pieces together, God doesn't love you enough just to give you that get out of jail free card, for want of a better expression. He doesn't just love you enough so that your eternity is secure. He loves you so much that he wants to partner with you and you be part of his story. And I know that you know that. Particularly, I know the people who are here live with us this morning know that. And people who I know usually catch up on the replay, you know that. But sometimes it's easy to forget, or we lose sight of it. And it just completely, in a brand new way, blew my mind this morning, that reminder that we were there in the crowd when people were saying, crucify him, crucify him. We were there mocking when he was on the cross, and yet he says, I love you anyway. I want to partner with you. I don't just want to give you that get out of jail free card. I'm not just interested in what comes in the life to come. I'm interested in you right now. And that also then offers us a challenge, because if he did that in order to be in relationship with us and partner with us, we should be unstoppable. We don't need to I know it's easy because life gets a lot, and we can get us down, and there can be things coming at us. But actually, if we knew just how loved and empowered we are, that would let us step into the day with a whole new confidence. And so that's the other reminder from this as well. Yes, you are loved and your eternity is secure. And you are loved and you're being invited to step into whatever that adventure looks like within the context of your day-to-day life. And it's different for everybody. We're not all called to have the same adventure. There are many stories that have been written and they all weave together. The picture I've had, and I think I've shared this before, is that of a symphony. A symphony written by one of the classical composers is very complicated. I remember studying symphonies when I was doing music in uni, and it's mind-numbingly complicated, let's be honest. And I remember we used to have to, I forgot what it's called now. It's been a long time. There was this thing that we had to do where you'd have a chord, and you had to sort of like resolve the chords. I wish I could remember what it was called. If I remember, I'll put it in the comments. But there was this exercise that we did on paper where we had to take these series of chords and kind of make them work somehow. I don't remember, but it was complicated. And it's that picture that life is like a symphony, and you and I might just be one small part. A symphony, if you don't know, symphony is made up of many pieces, and they all fit together. And there's like little motifs and little parts of it, and all of it is intricate and plays in together in an amazing way. And if you were to sit there with the score in front of you and look at that one little piece, like we had to do as we were resolving these chord structures, it would make no sense. You wouldn't get that sense of the whole. But God is the ultimate composer, and he's weaving all of it together. And so the invitation for you and for I is that we get to be part of that symphony, part of the story, part of this great big adventure. And so if you're not sure what that looks like for you, or if you're feeling a bit sort of like ugh about it all, I would encourage you to ask Holy Spirit, because he's, as I've said to you before, he is your counselor, your comforter, your teacher, your guide. Jesus said, I have to go because it's good that I go, because when I go, I will send a comforter, a counselor, and he will teach you and show you. He even said to his disciples at the time, those things that you can't understand right now, those things that are too much for you right now, Holy Spirit will come and illuminate them. So that's part of his role and part of what he loves to do in your life. So if you're not sure, ask him. And of course, this would be the ideal opportunity to remind you about the power of community. The Itchy Soul Playground, we are here to help as well. So if you're somebody who has those niggles, those dreams, those aspirations, we have resources that can guide you through that process. We also have community and support and encouragement as well. So if you're not a member of the Itchy Soul Playground, I would love for you to come and join us. youhere.com/join is where you can find out more about that. In the meantime, though, more than anything else, whether you do this with us in the playground or whether you get support elsewhere, look for that community, but more importantly, talk to Holy Spirit about it, because you don't have to try and sit there like a mental exercise. You have that gift, and it's time to really embrace the gift of the Holy Spirit and move forward into your part of the symphony. And it's exciting. So I can't wait to hear how that unfolds for you and what that looks like. And as always, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me in this episode today. I look forward to catching up with you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.